The pitch. The pitch is basically a big rectangle of grass or sometimes artificial turf if you're playing somewhere fancy. A standard football pitch is between 100 and 130 yards long and 50 to 100 yards wide, though most professional pitches are about 115 yards and 74 yards wide. The pitch has white lines marking different areas. The biggest line goes all the way around the outside. That's the boundary. If the ball crosses this line, it's out of play and the game has to restart. In the middle, there's a circle where the game starts. This is called the centre circle, and it's where players kick off at the beginning of each half. The centre circle has a radius of 10 yards, and opposing players must stay outside this circle during kickoff until the ball is in play. At each end of the pitch, you'll find a goal. It's like a big net attached to posts. One post on each side and a crossbar on top. The goal's 8 feet high and 24 feet wide. That might sound big, but when you've got a goalkeeper trying to stop you and defenders blocking your shot, it suddenly feels tiny. Around each goal, you'll see 2 boxes drawn on the grass. The smaller one right in front of the goal is called the goal area, or 6-yard box. This is where goal kicks are taken from. The bigger one is the penalty area, or 18-yard box. Remember this box? Lots of special rules happen here. This is where the goalkeeper can use their hands, and where fouls result in penalty kicks. There's also a small spot inside the penalty area, 12 yards from the goal line. This is the penalty spot, where penalty kicks are taken from. The players. Each team has 11 players on the pitch. 1 is the goalkeeper, and the other 10 are outfield players who can move anywhere on the pitch. Teams can also have substitutes on the bench, usually between 3 and 12 depending on the competition. The goalkeeper is the only player allowed to use their hands, but only inside their own penalty box. Their job is simple: stop the ball from going into the net. They wear a different coloured shirt, so everyone can easily spot them. Goalkeepers also wear special gloves to help them catch and grip the ball better. Outfield players are split into 3 main groups. Defenders stay near their own goal and try to stop the other team from scoring. Think of them as the team's bodyguards. The toughest defender is often the captain, like Sergio Ramos or Virgil van Dijk. There are different types of defenders. Centre-backs play in the middle of the defence and are usually tall and strong. Full-backs play on the sides of the defence and often join the attack by running up the wings. Midfielders play in the middle of the pitch. They're like the team's brain, passing the ball around and controlling the game. Some help the defenders, others help the attackers. Players like Luka Modric or Kevin De Bruyne make football look easy from midfield. Midfielders can be defensive midfielders who protect the defence and break up opposition attacks. Central midfielders who connect defence to attack and control the tempo of the game. Attacking midfielders who create scoring chances and sometimes score themselves. Wingers who play wide on the left or right and use their speed to attack down the sides. Forwards play near the opponent's goal and try to score. They're the team's superheroes who get all the glory when they put the ball in the net. Think Messi, Ronaldo or Mbappe, the players on the posters in kids' bedrooms. Forward positions include strikers who are the main goal scorers and stay central, second strikers who play just behind the main striker and link midfield to attack. Teams arrange these players in different formations like 4-4-2 or 4-3-3. The formation a team uses depends on their playing style and the manager's tactics. Basic rules. The aim of football is simple: score more goals than the other team. A goal is scored when the whole ball crosses the goal line between the post and under the crossbar. The ball must completely cross the line. If even a tiny bit of the ball's on the line, it's not a goal. Every football match starts with a kick-off from the centre circle. It's also how the game restarts after someone scores a goal. At kick-off, the ball's placed right in the centre of the pitch. Only one team kicks off while the other stays outside the centre circle. The team that kicks off is decided by a coin toss. Players can use any part of their body except their hands or arms to move the ball. The goalkeeper is the only exception, but they can only use hands inside their own penalty box. Outside the box, they're just like any other player. No hands allowed. If a player breaks the rules, it's called a foul. Football might be physical, but it's not a free-for-all. A foul happens when a player does something unfair or dangerous, like kicking or tripping an opponent, jumping into someone recklessly, holding or pulling shirts, pushing another player, sliding in and missing the ball completely, but making contact with the player. When a foul happens, the other team gets a free kick from the spot where the foul occurred. The opposing team must stay at least 10 yards away from the ball during a free kick. If a foul happens inside the penalty box, the attacking team gets a penalty kick. This is a free shot at goal from the penalty spot, with only the goalkeeper to beat. It's like a mini duel between the penalty taker and the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper must stay on the goal line until the ball is kicked, and all other players must stay outside the penalty area until the ball is kicked. Now for the trickiest rule in football, offside. A player is offside if they're closer to the opponent's goal than both the ball and the second last defender at the moment their teammate passes the ball to them. It's like saying no camping near the goal waiting for the ball. Even professional players get confused by this one sometimes. You're not offside if you're in your own half of the pitch, you're level with the second last defender, you're behind the ball when it's played, you receive the ball directly from a throw-in, goal kick or corner kick. Game events. When the ball goes out over the sideline, the long edges of the pitch, it's brought back into play with a throw-in. The throw goes to the team that didn't touch it last. When taking a throw-in, the player must keep both feet on or behind the sideline, throw the ball from behind and over their head, keep both feet on the ground during the throw. If you mess up any of these rules, the throw-in goes to the other team. You also can't score directly from a throw-in. Someone else has to touch the ball first. When the ball goes out over the goal line, the end line of the pitch, but doesn't go in the net, one of two things happens. If the attacking team touched it last, it's a goal kick. The goalkeeper or a defender kicks the ball from anywhere inside the 6-yard box to restart play. The ball has to leave the penalty area before anyone else can touch it. If the defending team touched it last, it's a corner kick. This is taken from the corner of the pitch nearest to where the ball went out. Corner kicks are exciting because they often lead to goals. Players crowd the penalty area while one player swings the ball in, aiming for a teammate's head or foot. Yellow and red cards are the referee's way of punishing bad behaviour. A yellow card is a warning, like when your teacher says, "I'm watching you." Things like reckless tackles, time wasting, or arguing with the ref can earn a yellow card. If a player gets 2 yellow cards in one match, that automatically becomes a red card, and they're sent off. They can't be replaced, so their team plays with one less player for the rest of the game. A straight red card is even more serious. That's for violent or dangerous behaviour. Think 2-footed tackles, deliberate handballs to stop a goal, or aggressive conduct. Again, the player is sent off and can't be replaced. The advantage rule. In football, not every foul leads to a whistle right away, thanks to the advantage rule. If a player gets fouled but their team still keeps control of the ball and has a good chance to keep attacking, the referee can choose to let play continue instead of stopping the game. This is called playing the advantage. It's all about keeping the flow of the match. For example, if a player gets tripped but still manages to pass the ball to a teammate who's charging toward goal, the ref won't stop that. They'll wave play on and maybe even go back to give a card later. You'll often see the ref stretch out both arms when this happens. It's their way of saying, "I saw the foul, but let's keep the game moving." Game time. A standard football match lasts 90 minutes, split into 2 halves of 45 minutes each. There's a 15-minute break at halftime where players rest, managers give pep talks, and fans rush to get snacks. But football matches rarely end exactly at 90 minutes. The referee adds extra time at the end of each half for stoppages like injuries, substitutions, or time wasting. This is called stoppage time, or added time. You'll see a board showing how many minutes are added, but it's up to the ref to decide when the final whistle blows. Sometimes they let play go on a bit longer if a team is attacking, or a key moment is happening. That's why you'll often hear commentators say, "We're into the last minute of stoppage time, but there's still time for one more attack." If it's a knockout match and the score is still tied after 90 minutes, you get extra time, 2 15-minute halves, and if it's still level after that, a penalty hunt shootout decides the winner. 5 players from each team take turns shooting from the penalty spot. If it's still tied after 5 penalties each, it goes to sudden death. 1 penalty each until someone misses and the other team scores. Substitutions. Substitutions let teams swap out tired players or shake things up mid-game. Most leagues now allow up to 5 substitutes per team during a match. Once a player is subbed off, they can't come back on. Coaches use subs to bring on fresh energy, change formation or strategy, replace injured players, waste a little time when holding on to a lead. You'll see the 4th official hold up a board with the player numbers, 1 coming off, 1 coming on. The crowd usually reacts big when a fan favourite comes in or a key player is taken off. The penalty box. The penalty box, also called the 18-yard box, is the large rectangle in front of each goal, and it's where a lot of the action and drama happens. This area is important for two main reasons. Goalkeepers can use their hands here. Fouls here lead to penalties. That's why defenders have to be extra careful when making tackles in this area. You'll also notice a smaller box inside the penalty area. That's the 6-yard box, where goal kicks are taken, and where goalkeepers often stay during crosses or corners. Understanding the penalty box helps you see why players fight so hard to get into it, because one move inside this area can completely change a game. VAR. VAR stands for Video Assistant Referee, and it's basically football's version of instant replay. A team of officials watches the match through multiple camera angles and can alert the on-field referee if there's a clear and obvious mistake. It's not used for everything, only for key moments like goals. Was there a foul or offside in the build-up? Penalties, was it a fair call? Straight red cards? Mistaken identity, if the ref sends off the wrong player. Sometimes the ref will get a message in their earpiece and go over to check a screen at the side of the pitch. Other times, they'll trust the VAR team's input right away. Competitions. Football has tons of different competitions. Leagues are played throughout a season, with teams playing each other twice, once at home and once away. Teams get 3 points for a win, 1 for a draw, and none for a loss. The team with the most points at the end wins the league. Cup competitions are knockout tournaments. Lose once, and you're out. The FA Cup in England is the oldest football competition in the world, starting way back in 1871. The biggest international tournament is the FIFA World Cup, held every 4 years. Nations from all over the globe compete, and the whole world watches. Brazil has won it the most times with 5 titles. In Europe, the Champions League is the most prestigious club competition. The best teams from each European country battle it out to be crowned champions of Europe. Real Madrid has won it the most times with 15 titles. Other major competitions include the Euros, Europe's international tournament, Copa America, South America's international tournament, Africa Cup of Nations, Africa's international tournament, the Europa League, Europe's second-tier club competition. Fun facts. Football is the most popular sport in the world with over 3.5 billion fans. That's almost half the people on Earth. The fastest goal ever scored in a professional match took just 2.1 seconds. The player kicked the ball straight from kickoff, and the goalkeeper wasn't ready. The highest scoring professional match ended 149-0. But there's a twist. The losing team intentionally scored 149 own goals to protest a refereeing decision in a previous match. The most expensive player in history is Neymar, who moved from Barcelona to Paris Saint-Germain for 222 million euros. That's enough money to buy about 55,000 cars. Lionel Messi holds the record for the most official trophies won by a footballer with 46 major titles across club and international football. In 2012, Lionel Messi scored an astonishing 91 goals in just 1 calendar year. That's nearly 2 goals every week for a whole year. Which rule or fact did you find the most interesting? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed learning about football basics, hit subscribe for more Football Explainer videos. If you've got hypes left this week, use one here to push this video up the leaderboard. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.